Are you constantly tired, feeling burnt out, and just can't seem to bounce back no matter how much rest you get? You're not alone, and it may be your adrenals. In this video, I'm going to tell you the hidden truth about adrenal fatigue, what it really is, and why it happens, and how to support your adrenals naturally. Hi, I'm Stephanie, aka The Healthy Practitioner. I teach all things health, wellness, and detox. Thanks for coming to the channel. By the end of this video, you'll know the real causes behind adrenal fatigue and practical steps to get you feeling better. So make sure you stick around till the end and hit that subscribe button if you feel like you're ready to reclaim your health. What is adrenal fatigue? You hear this word a lot, especially in the natural health realm. Some people say that it doesn't exist, some other practitioners do. Well, I can just say from treating hundreds and thousands of women that adrenal fatigue does exist. The adrenals sit on top of our kidneys. They're responsible for multiple hormonal actions in our body, and I'm going to talk about those today. We always think about cortisol when we think about adrenals because that is something that can give us energy, but it can also play a role with inflammation and other roles in our body. So our adrenal glands help, like I said, regulate different types of hormones, one of them being aldosterone. It works on aldosterone in the kidneys to support fluid balance, which ends up regulating our blood pressure. If you don't have good adrenal output, you might have constant and chronic low blood pressure. Have you ever went to the doctor and they say, wow, you have really low blood pressure? I always ask my patients that because if they do, to me, that means that they could have some adrenal issues going on. The adrenal gland is also responsible for producing epinephrine. Epinephrine is also known as adrenaline, and it is a hormone released in times of stress or excitement. It's the hormone that triggers the fight or flight. You hear about when your body is preparing for action, it's running away from a dangerous situation, or doing something incredible. It's usually the adrenaline that is getting pulsed through your body. Our adrenals are responsible for that. At first, it increases heart rate, blood pressure, and energy availability. But as you can imagine, it's there to protect us against an acute situation. So if we're in constant state of stress or panic, our body's trying to keep up with us, but it just runs out of juice. It puts all of those symptoms. It is increasing your blood pressure, energy, and heart rate. But after so long, people become fatigued because it's no longer able to keep up. It's like, you're abusing me. You're not really struggling. I cannot produce to keep up with this stress. Hello, standard American, right? It's our typical lifestyle. Adrenal issues are one of the number one things I see when I do my Harmony Within program with women. With hormone testing, you can check your cortisol levels, your sex hormones, your thyroid hormone. You can get a really good understanding of how your adrenals are really functioning. And just checking your blood pressure. Is your blood pressure low? That's one of the first signs of adrenal dysfunction. Sex hormones, androgens, are another thing that are produced by the adrenal glands. So DHEA, another lab test I always look for, it's like the motherboard hormone. It helps stimulate cortisol levels for our energy, but it also helps stimulate testosterone and estrogen. So again, if we have adrenal dysfunction, the DHEA isn't working as well and we have lower levels. And adrenals also produce another androgen that is a precursor for testosterone and estrogen. And then testosterone, although it's only produced in small amounts by the adrenals, it still contributes to the androgenic effects in both sexes. So if you have excess androgens in your body, think about like PCOS, and those type of symptoms are very common in women. The adrenals can be playing a role in that. And you think about hirsutism, like excess hair growth and acne, that can be a sign of like the deficiency or overproduction in our adrenal glands. Underproduction in our adrenals can show up as low libido, fatigue, muscle weakness, and other symptoms in men and women. With cortisol, I always talk about the adrenals and the cortisol and insulin connection. It's so huge here. So that's why when we talk about people being hyperglycemic or insulin resistant, I always look at their stress because it's playing a role with their adrenals, and their adrenals actually play a role with insulin production. So in early stages with cortisol, the initial stages of adrenal fatigue, the adrenal glands produce excess cortisol. Excess cortisol raises blood sugar levels by stimulating the liver to produce glucose and making cells less sensitive to insulin. This can contribute to insulin resistance over time. In later stages, if stress persists, cortisol levels can actually decline, and then this leads to low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, and that further stresses the body and creates more insulin resistance. So it's like just when you get on that hamster wheel, you can't get off of it. So what can we do? Well, we can manage our stress. So one of the biggest things I tell all my women is, one, get your hormones checked. See where your cortisol levels are. I typically just do a standard straight up serum cortisol level before 10 a.m. in the morning, just to see where your bucket is that morning. And we do the testing. You don't exercise prior to getting the lab test done. It's really in the morning before supplementation, any of that, you're getting this blood test, looking at cortisol levels. Two, you're going to look at all the other sex hormones as well, because they're playing a role with the adrenals. And then typically, 90% of my women have some sort of adrenal fatigue in their body. It's just really part of the lifestyles that we live in this day and age, and we don't do enough to support our adrenal glands. So adrenal cortex, I use the Select Balance adrenal cortex because it's powerful, as 500 milligrams of adrenal cortex in one capsule. We do one in the morning, one at noon, and do that for a few days, and then go up to 2 caps in the morning, 2 caps at noon if you need a little bit more. I don't exceed that, the 2 caps in the morning and 2 caps at noon, but that usually is a good robust amount for 3 months time. And then you readdress, how are you feeling? Get your cortisol levels checked again, and just see what your baseline is. Typically that helps. And especially as you're healing and you're going through different detox pathways, your adrenals just need a little more love. So anytime you know that you're going to be in increased stressful events, or that you're sick, that means that your adrenals are working extra hard in those situations. So don't forget to support them. Next, decrease your stress. What can you do to do that? Some people love exercising. Like I tell all my patients, build your muscle. I don't care if you do cardio. I want you to strength train. I want you to have really strong muscles, because strong muscles save lives, and it helps with insulin sensitivity because the glucose is actually going into the muscles for energy. So after you're done eating a meal, go take a walk, get the blood pumping, pump some iron, get your muscles built, because that's really important. 2, meditation, journaling. What are you doing in your life that can decrease your stress? I don't want to hear that I don't have time for it. You need to do double. Like, you need to make time for it, because it is one of the most important things. And if you're not taking care of your adrenals now, it can lead to dis-ease in the future. So really work on curating good habits of decreasing your stress every day. Even if it's 10 minutes to yourself in silence, or if you're doing a guided app to make your mind not wander, whatever is helpful to you. Adrenal fatigue is real for so many people, and it doesn't go away on its own. Taking care of your adrenal health is key to restoring your energy and feeling like yourself again. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more holistic health insights. Drop a comment below if you've ever experienced adrenal fatigue and what has helped you the most. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you soon.